We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela, you ain't that motherfucking crazy. Not as crazy as niggas try to make out to be. Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that shit for 13 years, my nigga. I'm telling you. I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know what's up with me.
What part? What you mean we don't have your back?
I have more.
Break that down. Explain how we don't have your back.
Okay, all right. So the narrative, like I said, with the online ish, that's what I said. Y'all ain't nobody trying to clear up no narrative about nothing. Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Loren. Nah, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back, she ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
But who said that? Because the internet said that?
What are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yeah, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's gonna be a fourth voice, why she only got to be a fourth voice on my segment?
Jess Hilarious from the Breakfast Club went viral for bringing some internal Breakfast Club business issues to the internet. Now, she went viral talking about some things that was going on with her work situation with the Breakfast Club. She basically called out DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God for not having her back when Loren Lorosa, her supposed alleged replacement, came onto the Breakfast Club. Now, let's go to Urban AI real quick. Let me ask Urban AI, what's going on with Jess Hilarious and Loren Lorosa at the Breakfast Club?
Jess Hilarious, co-host of The Breakfast Club, recently expressed frustrations regarding changes during her maternity leave. While she was away, Loren Lorosa, a former TMZ senior news reporter, filled in and continued as a co-host upon Jess's return. This led to tensions, with Jess feeling her segment, Jess with the Mess, was undermined by Loren's reporting style. On-air discussions addressed these issues, with co-hosts Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy suggesting internal communication over public airing of grievances. The situation has sparked online debates about workplace dynamics and support for Jess, highlighting the challenges of balancing personal and professional transitions.
All right, now, cool. That's what Urban AI had to say about that. Now, let me ask Urban AI this. What are people saying as far as who are they siding with? What are the pros and the cons to Jess Hilarious' argument?
Some users empathize with Jess Hilarious, acknowledging her feelings of being sidelined upon returning from maternity leave. They argue that workplace dynamics should have been managed more transparently to ensure a smoother transition. Conversely, others feel that Jess's public airing of grievances was unprofessional, suggesting that internal conflicts should be addressed privately. They commend Loren Lorosa for maintaining professionalism during the on-air confrontation.
All right, so Jess Hilarious had a couple of points. I'll admit, I did think this change was going to be temporary. I wasn't expecting the Loren Lorosa to just be up there. And, you know, even me being a casual watcher of the show, I'm sure Jess Hilarious, obviously she thought that at some point Loren Lorosa would leave, but that even seemed like a shock to me. And when I seen them all four there, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like that was the plan. It just seemed like they went with that on the fly, because when you look back at when Jess Hilarious came onto the show, they basically made it seem like she was the one replacing Angela Yee. Like it would be 3 people. It would be Charlamagne, it would be Envy, and it would be Jess Hilarious. So adding somebody else and making that change when Jess Hilarious left, bringing her onto the show as a replacement, and then just keeping her as a permanent host. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that would fly over well with me either. Now, I wouldn't quit her, raise a whole bunch of hell about it, but I would have questions. You know what I'm saying? That's fair. Now, just my opinion on this, when I seen how Jess Hilarious came at Envy and Charlamagne, and they weren't perfect about it. I actually even think Charlamagne is gaslighting. We're going to get into that later in this video. What I seen from Jess Hilarious is she just puts more value on comments than I think DJ Envy and Charlamagne. I think they're both used to the comments. They both have had very personal things happen publicly to them, about them, things surrounding them being involved in very personal things and handling it on a public stage. So they were kind of used to it, but it kind of seemed like Jess Hilarious was letting the comments get to her. She was letting the comments get to her. She's in a back and forth with DJ Academics. You know, her and DJ Academics, they don't really like each other like that. They always dissing each other. They're always talking about each other. So they always throwing jabs. When something weird happens with DJ Academic, she throws jabs and she makes jokes. Also, Corey Holcomb, he talks about her a lot. He always says how she's not funny. He's been very vocal during the whole Loren Lorosa thing. So Jess Hilarious is aware of things like this. And that's kind of what Charlamagne and DJ Envy was telling her, like, don't pay attention to the comments so much. But the comments was basically saying Loren Lorosa is better than her at that job. And it's hard for her to ignore that when Charlamagne and Envy put Loren Lorosa right there beside her on top of her segment, basically. So I mean, it's not all her fault to go with those narratives, and it would be easy to feed into those narratives when Charlamagne and Envy, y'all are kind of a little bit complicit into that, you know, and we don't know the behind the scenes conversations that they're having, but it really don't matter when you bring somebody in my seat, in my segment to basically do what I do. It seems like you're eventually trying to phase me out. Now, I want to get into something else on the back end of this. How much influence do y'all think Charlamagne specifically, and we can talk about Envy too if y'all want, but specifically Charlamagne had in this type of on-the-job style training, having somebody being trained for another job right there on the air with somebody else in there sharing a segment, that just kind of seems like they're being pitted against each other. Now, I don't know enough about the radio industry to know if that's true. Things like this can happen all the time. I'm just ignorant and I wouldn't know. But because I'm seeing this with my own eyes in real time, they kind of crammed both of them into a segment and they kind of just let them basically kind of, you know, jostle over airtime. And they spoke about that too. Jess Hilarious spoke about that too, and how she didn't appreciate that. And I think that's something that Charlamagne might have set up. Was he malicious with it? No, I'm not saying he's malicious with it, but he is somebody who studies psychology and he understands power dynamics. He understands work dynamics. And it wouldn't surprise me if he was behind that. Now, I do have to admit, this is great transparency. Something like this happening live on air for everybody to see. It got millions of views. Me and my homie was speaking on it. He sent me the picture. It had millions of views. I did not know this was going to have that many views, but I got to salute Jess Hilarious. I got to salute Loren Lorosa, DJ Envy, Charlamagne. They put in their personal business on Front Street, and it's kind of, it's not like they got caught doing anything. They voluntarily are bringing this onto the show. Jess Hilarious could have talked about it. She could have went live about it, and they didn't have to bring it up on the show. I think it's good that they did, but they had the option. They didn't have to do that. But they all sat around on air live, and they talk about it. They spoke about it. You got to salute them for that, and that does seem like they're in the direction of solving this issue. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. Dr. Umar spoke out about this. He said it seemed like Charlamagne and Envy might have set Jess Hilarious up. DJ Academic spoke on Charlamagne gaslight. I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know, was Charlamagne gaslighting this situation? Was he the puppet master behind all of this? When do you think they thought Loren Lorosa was gonna stay. As soon as I seen her, I was like, damn, she's really good. I didn't expect her to take Jess' spot, though. I wasn't expecting that. But I did look at her productivity and the way that she was delivering the news. I was like, man, she's really good at this. This is a good backup. This is good as somebody to fill in for Jess Hilarious, because they were doing two different things. Jess is more of like a comedic relief almost. She's not going to give you a whole bunch of in-depth details and a whole bunch of, you know, prolific breakdowns about any subject. You're going to tell her something and she's going to say what she's got to say. She's going to give her opinion and she's going to kind of be funny about it. From my point of view, it seemed like she was kind of sensitive when people were saying Loren LaRosa's style of delivering the news was better than Jess's. That seemed like it got to her. And I don't know, maybe Charlamagne, even Envy, or some other people behind the scenes at the Breakfast Club, maybe they knew that would happen. Maybe that's why they picked her. Maybe they picked somebody with a different style than Jess for a reason. All right, they could have got another Instagram funny comedic person right there. They didn't even have to get a female. They could have got a dude or something. They could have got somebody just same style. That's the point that I'm making. But they didn't. They went with a more reporter-like personality. Maybe that was for a reason. Y'all get in the comments and let me know. Also, let me know, which style do y'all like better? I think this also goes to show how much Angela Yee meant to the Breakfast Club. DJ Envy and Charlamagne the Guy, they're wrong a lot. And a lot of people be talking about how Jess deliver news and that she's wrong and some of her facts don't be all the way on point. Not that she's a liar, but sometimes she just doesn't gather all the information. Envy and Charlamagne have been that way for years. They've always been that way. Angela Yee has been the one. It's been so many times where they would say shit and then they would go to Angela Yee and she would be like, no, that's wrong, y'all. Actually, blah, blah, blah. And she would have everything laid out the right way. So Charlamagne and Envy be wrong all the time. They fuck shit up all the time. But people don't really give them, flack like that. They report shit very unprofessionally. Even the other, a month or so ago when DJ Envy said Jim Jones brought the Bloods to New York, that's a super unresponsible thing to say. But because of the role that he plays on the show, it is more of a comedic side to it. So they don't get as much flack for that. And Jess didn't either until the Loren girl came. So it's just a style preference. But y'all get in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think about this work dynamic at the Breakfast Club. What should happen? Should they both stay on the show? I wouldn't be mad if they both stayed. But I don't know. They do probably want to go with that Envy, Charlamagne, and one female dynamic. I want y'all to get in the comments. And also let me know, how much do y'all think Charlamagne played into this setup? It did kind of look like a lineup. Now that Dr. Umar said something about it, other people are speaking about it. It do kind of look like it was lined up for some type of confrontation. Maybe it wasn't that way from the beginning, but that's kind of where it ended up going, man. Urban Artificial Intelligence, strategic thinking media platform. If y'all enjoyed this content, like, share, subscribe, and help the channel grow. I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Peace.